What should the silver price be? I get a lot of this should in my comments. It should be this, it should be this, based on this and this and that. We'll get your comments and tell me what you think in the comments right now or in the live chat. I'll also share my opinion, and my answer may either surprise you or annoy you. We shall find out. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers. The sick version with me, Joe Main, going out live on X and on YouTube and on Facebook too. Find me everywhere, and also sign up for my private Silver Investor Club from only $1 per month. You get silver giveaways, bullion specials, a lively community of like-minded silver investors, and much, much more. I'll put a link somewhere. You'll find it afterwards. Let's go straight into the topic of the day. Then we'll do gold analysis. We'll take a look at other precious metals. We'll take a look at other investable assets too. Get your chart requests in as well. Here is silver on the daily time frame. Price in USD, $51.14 US cents. I did post a little bit earlier. We're going to talk about this, what the price should be, but I want to get all your comments in right now. Tell me why you think the price should be at a certain price. Give me the reason. Is it because of adjusted for inflation? Is it because of a whole bunch of different reasons? What should the price be? Tell me in the comments and give me the reason why. But quick little analysis here on the daily time frame. As I just said, you have some potential bearishness playing out. No one really knows, okay? Dollar cost average, buy silver. It's going much, much higher in the longer term. However, I just did post this on the Facebook page earlier. If you start closing below $56.50, $54 is likely. That's pretty much all you need to know, because previous resistance can oftentimes become support. Pretty simple stuff. You don't really need a degree in anything to see that. Okay, previous resistance right there. Breakout, retest, really, really normal. Now, if you use a bit of Fibonacci as well, a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Looking for confluence. And if you're also looking for any kind of divergence, then there is a little bit of divergence playing out. The question is, has it played out fully, or do we have more to go? Again, buy on the regular and you're fine. But let me just show you here. I'm just getting your comments in. This is live. Get your comments in. What should the silver price be and why? You've got a little bit of potential bearish divergence playing out where you can see on the 4-hour time frame, you're making successive higher highs, but can you see how the momentum's just peaking out a little bit? Okay, so higher highs and lower highs on the relative strength index. Okay, now how's it looking on the volume? I think the volume's actually, the volume's a bit down as well. So you see the divergence happening there? That's when you know that the signals are saying something's going on. When price action and indicators such as the relative strength index or the on-balance volume, they're the two that I tend to use and many other people use. When they're doing the same thing, price go up, that's going up, that's going up, everything's in confluence, and so the trend looks like it's just going to continue. It's when you see divergence, price going up, but these going down, doing something different. Okay, that just might be a little signal. Now, you don't trade the signal, as we say. You trade the trigger, not the signal. So the signal isn't, just get out now because I'm going to sell here and buy low. Well, if you're investing, you don't just, this is a 4-hour time frame. You don't just sell all your stuff here and then hope to buy lower. You don't do it anyway. But as a trader, you don't even trade that signal. You wait for the trigger. So what would the trigger be? The trigger would be a break of market structure, so a closing below 56.50. See how that's just support. If you start breaking and closing through there, okay, closing a daily time frame, then you go, okay, making some sort of equal highs, slightly high highs. Now you're making a lower, equal lows. You're making a lower low, so that becomes a change of market structure on the 4-hour time frame, and that would be your trigger to say that those signals are correct. Okay, so it's like and other people make this analogy, it's like you're driving down the road, the car in front of you puts its left indicator light on, and you're like, okay, looks like it's going to turn left. Do you automatically know that it's going to turn left? No, it might be what happens sometimes. You're driving down the road and they put their indicator on and they don't turn until the following one after. It's like, oh, okay. So the trigger is them turning, and that's the turn breaking 56.50. Then I would say if that happens, the trigger, then yeah, very easy. Come down to that $54 level. It also happens to be the top end of the zag zone from this low and this high sits, geez, what do you know, exactly at the top end of that expected support range at 54. So yeah, break 56.50, probably down to at least $54. Might be a great opportunity for you to load up. So that's the little silver analysis on the 4-hour time frame. Again, longer term doesn't matter. And what would negate that? I'm not saying it's doing this, by the way. Again, you trade the trigger, not the signal. And if you start just closing above, getting up above about, well, I mean, obviously, if it closes around about above your $59 mark, then you're looking good for the next move up. Where to? Well, over the slightly longer term, I'm thinking about $65 to $80 US. Before we have, as we have been talking about, let me get rid of a bunch of this stuff. Excuse me. Tell you what, it's one of those days. Get all your comments in. What should the silver price be? We are talking about the I'll do it on the logarithmic scale. We're talking about the wave 3 of the 5-wave pattern before. We have the massive, much larger, retracement. But we've got the 1, 2, 3. We're in the 3 wave. I think it gets to anywhere between that 65 to 80. Then you will have that wave 4 pullback, which can take you into 2027. Then you get the long, extended big wave 5 move going into 2030, okay? But you are going to get that wave 4. Where it starts from, that wave 4 pullback, we don't know because we don't have a crystal ball. We're also in all-time high territory. There are things that you can do to try and predict it. No one, as I said, has a crystal ball. $65 to $80. I did base that on some trend-based Fibonacci extension points. I did that on a previous video. Anyway, that's where I'm sitting. Tell me what the silver price should be. I'm going to get those comments right now. Let's go over to here. Before I read your comments and what you think the silver price should be, can you do me a favor? Actually, head over to x.com/it's Joe Main. Why would you want to do that? I tell you every single time. I've got like 4,000 followers over there. I've got nearly 4,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I just need to do this little chestnut. Give me a minute. It helps me to get a bit trendy on... Excuse me, this edit wasn't saved. Okay, why not? You can discard or... Okay, discard. Sure, screw you. Let's try that again. It's all live here right now. Again, use the time codes below. I haven't been going for that long. Edit. Yeah. Do that. And do that. Update. Thank you. That's all I'm asking for, people. All right, back to here and back to here. We'll get your comments. And let's do a quick synchronized slurp. You grab a tasty beverage. I've got my tasty beverage. Whatever you're doing right now, stop what you're doing. Are you in the middle of a meeting? I don't care. Slurp your tasty beverage right now. Or just do it on the sly. I actually literally know of people who listen to me in their ear when they're in meetings. They've told me this. And they do a little sly synchronized slurp. The rule is you must do it audibly. And tell me what you're slurping in the comments. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I am Joe Main. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010, stacker of other things, crypto and stuff like that, for a long time. And I am sick today, but that is what it is. I soldier on. Now, let's do what the silver price should be. Do we have any comments right here? And I'll give you my opinion as well. Once again, it might surprise you if you're not a regular subscriber. If you're a regular subscriber, you probably know what I'm going to say. So let's see. Pete Repeat says, so approximately the silver price should be approximately 315 Australian dollars. Back in the day, this is doing it at a 20-to-1 gold to silver ratio price. Okay, yeah, one $20 gold piece equals 20 silver. Yep, okay, 315 Australian dollars it should be. Okay. Let's see. Yes, I've heard this many, many times before. This was actually first brought to my attention by the amazing Chris Dwayne, of course, Silver Shield, who I've had on the channel a couple of times now as well. 1/10 of an ounce was a day's wages for thousands of years. Yes, thousands of years. So, for example, soldiers in the Roman era, before they started debasing the currency, so just putting less and less silver in, Roman soldiers used to get paid 1 silver denarius, and a denarius was approximately 1/10 of an ounce of silver. It was a day's hard labor for thousands of years. So take minimum wage now times hours worked per day, and there is the price of 1/10 of an ounce. In other words, a lot. Okay, fair enough. Elbow says, if you use the old 80s formula for calculating inflation, then it's like, 1700 is where silver should be. If you use the current massaged formula, then for getting inflation, then about $170. We're going to take a look at the inflation adjusted price of silver in just a second. This is my point. Picking just one price, I think silver should be minimal triple digit. So minimum $100 right now, maybe $200 by the end of 2026. Depends on the massive manipulation in the paper market. Got a lot of different prices, right? Let's see. 170, I think, is about where it is supposed to be when adjusted for inflation using the current inflation formula. And it's around 10 times more when you use the shadow stats formula in the past. Yes, good old shadow stats. Lots of different prices, isn't there? You could now. I love this, Elbows. You're doing really good here, man. You could also say, you're doing all my work for me. I love it. You could also say that the GSR, which is the gold to silver ratio, is out of whack and should be 50 to 1, 19 to 1, 16 to 1, 12 to 1. That would make silver $83 at 51 to 20 at Earth crust ratio. Okay. $261 at 16 to 1, the historical ratio, and $350 at 12 to 1. Lots of different prices, right? Oh my God, we're still going. I love it, Elbows. Or adjusted for inflation, both gold and silver, looking at the 1980 and 2011 highs, then pull that data from where silver should be. Yeah, okay, right, good, I love it. Nikki Silverstacker says it's going to pass $60. I think it'll go past $60. We're talking about what it should be, though. Let's see. More comments. I would always expect Sino to say something like this. It should be $10 an ounce today so I can stock up more. Right? Exactly right. Good. All right. So we've got a lot of different shoulds. Let's take a look at a couple of different shoulds that we normally get told. I'll go back here. I'm going to show you the inflation adjusted rate for silver. It should be here. It should be here somewhere. Let's see. XAG, USD. That's the one. So here is the inflation adjusted according to these particular inflation adjusted numbers. Okay. This is based on the sort of normal inflation adjusted. I just popped this into Grok. And Grok said, what would be the inflation adjusted price? How do you do the formula? All right, so I put the formula in here. And this is what others have used this as well. Other people who talk about silver, etc., have used this particular formula. Okay, so adjusted for inflation in $2025, so here's 2025 here, silver was $200 in 2025 back in 1980. Of course, the real price in 1980, the nominal price, was $50 in 1980, which is the equivalent of $200 now. Back in 2011, the silver price hit $50 again. It was a double top, and that's $72 in today's dollars. Okay, that's actually a really deep. That's how much inflation we've had, particularly since, the thing that happened in 2020. That's only, I say it's only, it is 14 years ago, but 14 years ago, $72 was $50 back then. Isn't that crazy? Okay, that's how much inflation has done its thing. Okay, and now this is the price where it is now at $58. So a lot of people say, well, adjusted for inflation, silver should be Oh, $72 at least right now. It should be $200 right now because why? Well, silver is actually, it actually should be, according to that, it should be even higher now because on the quarterly time frame, on the logarithmic scale, well, we've actually, there's 1980, there's 2011, we're now in new all-time high territory. So technically, silver should be above $200, okay? Because it's broken the all-time high, so it should be above $200, right? Do you agree with that? Other people say, let's take a look at the gold to silver ratio. Gold to silver ratio. As this is going up, gold's outperforming silver. As this is going down, silver totally killing gold, okay? We can see that the more recent historical price has been sitting around between that 80 to 50 to 1 kind of level. And in massive silver bull runs, okay, silver can get down to your 15 to 1 level. It can get down to your 32 to 1 level, okay? And a lot of people say, well, it comes out of the ground at the moment at around about a 1. Well, actually, I'll do historical. Historically, this only goes back to 1931, but historically, hundreds of years before then, it was around about a 1 to 15 level, kind of down to here, okay? A lot of people say, well, it should be right now at the rate in which it comes out of the ground. So approximately for every 1 ounce of gold that is mined out of the ground right now, approximately 8 to 9 ounces of silver is mined out of the ground. Okay, so some people say, well, it should be. All my regular subscribers know where I'm going with this. It should be down here right now, which would put the price of, what would put the price of silver? If the silver was, okay, give me a sec. If the gold to silver ratio were at 8 to 1 right now, what would silver price be in USD? Let's ask Grok. Gold to silver ratio, blah, blah, blah. Silver price would be $525 per ounce at a 1 to 8 ratio. Okay, so it should be much, much higher. Do you agree with that, or do you have any other opinions? So do you think it should be at, where are we right there, 500 and whatever that was, 525. Should it be there right now because that's the natural place that it comes out of the ground? Tell me in the comments. Any more comments and I'll give you my answer. Let's see. Any more comments on that? Let's see. Okay, so Faldor Farms, love that name, don't know why, would be about right. Okay. Jason Rosana says, I'm happy where it's at as it's doubled since I got in. Love that answer. USA back in the 1930 had 1 ounce of gold for $20, yes. And a silver dollar for $1, yes, it did. About $500. Is gold price manipulated, etc.? All right. So, yeah, let's see. And Mon says, yeah, should be higher, but is ruined with paper market. All right. I'm going to give you, hang on, we've still got some more comments. The silver price just shouldn't care. The silver price just shouldn't care what anyone, including the COMEX, thinks it should be. Okay. Elbows, when comparing to the gold to silver ratio, it's like, what's the point when gold is papered over to? Okay, I'll read some more comments, but I'm going to give you the not surprising answer to my regular subscribers and the probably annoying answer to my new subscribers, etc. I don't do shoulds. Shoulds annoy me. is the short answer. I should, and I know this is a bit like, oh, Joey's doing that thing. Oh, he kind of, did he clickbait us into whatever? It's my genuine opinion. Shoulds don't matter. The price is going to do what the price is going to do, and you can't damn well control it. So get your mind. I like the speculation. It should be this, it should be that, and I do that too. You know, if it was inflation, if it was adjusted for inflation, it should be here and it should be there. I should have $1 billion right now. I should be on a beach somewhere, sunning myself with my family and be on perpetual holiday. I should be a million different things. It doesn't matter. The shoulds don't matter. We go with the data. My point with all of this is, if you are listening, and I'm not poo-pooing on the people. I understand that I make content a little bit clickbaity, obviously, but I'm not a doom boy and I'm not a moon boy, okay? I try to make content which gets people interested. Oh, do I want to hear this topic? The titles, the tags, the descriptions and all that. Anyone telling you what silver should be right now, silver should be $500 right now because of blah, 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 and therefore it's going to get to there? No. We don't know where the price is going to go. I think personally the price is going to go where the normal data based on technical analysis will probably take it. Why? Because it's market psychology and it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If enough people believe in a technical thing, like, you could talk about the one we've talked about a million times before. You could talk about the head and shoulders pattern on the 45-year time frame. Here's what I think silver should go to, not what it should be right now, but I think silver should go to there and up into this kind of, eventually number go up, number go down. It should, if it plays out the head and shoulders pattern in its entirety, it should be at $700 eventually down the track, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years from now, okay? It should go there. If this, then that, okay? But anyone telling you that you're listening to people, I just want my newer subscribers to understand that do not get lost in the narrative of what the price should be. And I love all the, Chris Dwayne and all these amazing people, it should be $10,000. It should be whatever it should be because of the amount that it comes out of the ground, the massive market manipulation, etc. My point is, do not ever pin your hat on what the silver price should be. Okay? Because this is where you can get into a huge narrative trap. You need to follow the data. And that's pretty much all you need to know. Because I was one of those people back in 2010 when I was getting into the public participation phase of getting into silver for the first time. And I was listening to all those influencers and all those people back then. It should be this price and it should be that price. Then when it got to $50, I wasn't looking at... and this is the thing, I was actually hearing some people saying double top, it's got a double top. And here's this reason. I was focused on shoulds. I was focused on the narrative. I was hearing people say, it should be triple digits by now because of 1980 inflation adjusted price and this, that, and the other. Is my point, okay? Follow the data rather than the narrative and what something should be, okay? Now, does that mean it can't get to $525? Does it mean it can't get to 20-to-1 gold to silver ratio? No, absolutely can, but do not pin your hat on it. You follow the data. Now, I would suggest following me is not a bad idea. Subscribing to me, I'm going to look at the data and not at the narrative. I'm going to use things such as bullish and bearish divergence and indicators and all this kind of stuff. Look at market sentiment. Is every man and his dog telling you to buy silver? Well, maybe that might be the time to be the contrarian investor, okay? Highly suggest myself, other people like me who are following the data more than narrative would be the best idea. So I love the shoulds and I love speculating that it should be this and it should be that. I get caught into that trap too, but don't let it overtake your emotions. Okay, that's pretty much it. What should it be? Don't care. Follow the data. Let's get some responses to that answer, and then we'll take a look at gold, platinum. We'll do some other assets today. Give me your chart requests, etc. Once again, you're watching Good morning, stackers. Here, and of course, here's what you should be doing. Ha ha, what a tie-in. You should be buying from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. They are the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. You know, they've been my brand sponsor since the start of the show in May of last year, or June of last year, I think it was. Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange started the company in May of last year, doing absolutely great guns. As you know, I've worked for 3 of the big boys here in Australia. I've worked and served thousands of customers. I've seen the inner workings of a bullion dealer over like 11, 12 years. I worked for Ainslie Bullion. I worked for Bullion Now, as you know, first employee. I worked for Goldstackers as well. I'm telling you right now, Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, is doing it the best of every single bullion dealer out there right now. No, I'm not joking. How would I know? I've had long chats with Ricky. Hey, do you do free storage for 3 months? Do you have a 3-month, do you have a free storage program? Yep. Oh, that's like those other bullion deals. Do you buy back at spot price? Yep. Oh, that's like those other bullion dealers that I worked for. There's only 2, maybe 3 bullion dealers in Australia that buy back at spot price. Every other one, a lot of the majors, buy back under spot price. Why would you deal with any other bullion dealer that doesn't buy back at spot price, bare minimum? Okay, that's number 2. Do you have an unallocated silver program? Yes. Oh, geez, that's good. Hey, what about shipping? Would you ever, I spoke to Ricky about this before he launched the business. Would you ever consider doing free shipping? And he goes, oh yeah, I was really considering that. I said, because no other bullion dealer does that. And he goes, I know, I should do it. And I go, yeah, you should. I said, if you crunch the numbers, does it work out? And he goes, yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that much of a profit loss. And then I said to him, well, why isn't any other bullion dealer doing it? And he goes, I don't know. And I agree. Free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your order. The only bullion dealer, as far as I'm aware, I think there's one other actually, but their conditions aren't as good. Free shipping when you have 20 or more items. It's not a dollar value. It's a quantity value. 20 or more items, free shipping. Australia-wide, not internationally. Sign-on delivery, insured, and free, express, most of the time, depending on where you are. perthbullion.com.au. Big plug, but I needed to do that. I needed to wait to get some of your extra comments. Any more comments on here? Let's see. The silver price just should... Yeah, we did that one. When comparing GSR, yes. Your titled video... You titled your video with an annoyance then. It's, you didn't... I asked the question. I didn't tell you what the answer would be. It is what it is at the end of the day. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like you need a holiday in sunny North Queensland. Yeah, maybe a bit of extra vitamin D. What should the price of silver be right now? How's this for an answer? Fair. I'm gonna attack this one. This is fun. It should be fair, which it sure is not right now. Not with all the spoofing and manipulation. Oh, look, elbows. I agree. Massively market manipulated. But so is the price of gold. So is the price of everything. What price of anything is not manipulated? I think it probably is. I mean, yes, normal supply and demand and all that kind of stuff. Excuse me. But in today's computerized markets, which they've been computerized and algorithmically traded for a very long time, what's not manipulated? Now let's talk about fair. Fair is a word like should. Fair is a word that doesn't really matter. Fair doesn't matter. Someone not me, so I'm not saying I agree with it, but someone not me has said before that the word fair is for children and idiots. Now, I'm not calling you an idiot. I'm just saying that's what they've said. It's like, oh, it's not fair. What's the fair price? It's not fair. That's what children do. I'm not condescending you, but I don't believe in the fair. It is, it is what it is. Let's see. I can't buy from them. The shipping is brutal because you're international. Probably would be. Let's see. Can we hit $65 by New Year in silver in US dollars? I think yes, there's a possibility. Yes. 65 to 80 US dollars. Oh, by the New Year. 65 by New Year? Yeah. February, April, 65 to 80 US dollars. I think so. Yes, but I get it. Silver is criminally manipulated on a massive scale, yes, but other things are too. And it's monopolized just on a handful of exchanges, yes. So it's not like other items in commerce being manipulated, yeah. Although we don't have knowledge of back end stuff. Other things could be massively manipulated as well. I hear what you're saying. I do hear it. So that's my opinion on all of that. Let's go to a quick little gold analysis. Oh, and the market is open as well. It's been open for 3 minutes. We'll see what the market has done too. Let's quickly go to gold. Look at gold on the quarterly time frame. Looking amazing. Okay. Looks great over the longer term. We know where gold is. Number go up, number go down, but gold, will go to much, much higher in 5, 10, 20 years and, absolute commodity gold, massive super cycle, all that. Just be aware on the daily time frame. Potential bearishness coming. Okay. What I don't want to see for gold is it fall back into this zone, which it's just supporting right now. Let me get rid of that. I don't want to see it. See how it's flirting with it? Good old gold, the flirty mistress. Look at that. It's flirting with back into this zone. You don't want to break out, come back through, break out again, and then go back and spend a lot of time in here because it just says a bit of weakness going on. So then the short answer is you don't want it to get anywhere down below about 4,074. So 4,075 US dollars. Start closing back below there again. It's like, well, hang on, why aren't they buying here again? That's just kind of weird. So then you'd probably be a decent setup for at least a double bottom to around about that 38.80 kind of mark. Hopefully it double bottoms off there. I'm not saying it's going to do that. You might just find beautiful support off here. So far, I just need to see it clear and hold now. They're about that 42.70 area. Clear, preferably, let's clear that very weak resistance, okay? Clear through there, that 0.236, 4275. And we're looking good. I have actually said, and I will have to stick with my guns right now, I did say while we are above 4,200 US dollars, a new all-time high is coming for gold very soon. Okay, we're still above it, so I have to technically say new all-time high coming. I just notice a little bit of weakness happening. Don't fall back in through here. Cool, that's it. But again, gold's had its massive rise. If you look at the gold to silver ratio again, totally tanking, which is good for us silver holders. I'm expecting the gold to silver ratio to have a bit of a turning point at some point, so gold will overtake silver for a little bit, but the long term is down, down, down. Okay, so looking great for silver there. Let's take a look at, excuse me, here is platinum. Platinum with potential continued bearishness. Why? If it closes up through that previous high of 1,725, well, that would be negated, wouldn't it? But here, get rid of you. There's some. It's only potential because we haven't pivoted. Do you love my my cold and flu upper respiratory tract infection voice today? So higher high, equal high, equal high, lower high. It's suggesting some bearishness coming in, and the volume on the weekly, well, maybe I'll show you on the daily. The volume on the daily isn't really keeping up with the price. So equal high, but it's kind of, that's even lower actually. So yeah, a bit of bearishness at the moment. Again, you don't trade the signal. You only trade, not that you're trading, but you trade the trigger. And the trigger would be crossing back down below about 1,500 US dollars. So until below there, okay, you can come down to here and then tick up, no problem. Cross below about 1,500 US dollars, and then we would be, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for, people? Help me out. We will be correcting a larger move is the move, and then we can take a look at possibly correcting this move here. If this, then that. So then you'd be looking at correcting that, and then you could say, okay, potentially coming down into this kind of zone. And I would suggest at least down into about 1415, anywhere down to about 1220. Not saying it gets down to there. I'm just saying if this, then, that kind of area. Cool. What goes up must come down, but over the longer term, platinum looking absolutely brilliant. I do believe the all-time high will be broken eventually, and I believe up into the sort of the $5,000 range, bare minimum, by around about 2030 for platinum. Lots of room to move, okay? That's platinum. Copper's hovering around its near all-time highs, broken out of the long accumulation range. Very, 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 very bullish on copper at the moment. As I said, in the longer term as well, many others have said, the AI revolution, which is coming through, a lot of manufacturing, a lot of data centers, you need copper for anything electrical. And if you need a lot of power, if you need a lot of new power, okay, you need a lot of copper, you need a lot of silver, you need a lot of uranium as well. We've talked about copper and uranium just recently. They're in their sort of quite undervalued stages at the moment, and copper is going to continue to do very well over the longer term. While it's above $4.50, total bull market territory, okay? I would start to look at some copper miners. The only way you can really get into copper is through copper ETFs, copper mining ETFs. You can buy the physical, but it's quite expensive, like the premiums are quite high. Excuse me while I do that. But copper's looking great over the longer term. So keep a real keen eye on copper. Keep a real keen eye on uranium as well. That is kind of that. Let me just check the market to see what it's done. This morning, we are open. The market is open. It looks like crypto is doing a little bit of something. Let's just check the market on my right here. I'll just quickly move over to here so you can see this little right-hand screen. Anything in my yellow flags is something that I'm currently in, okay? I think it's up to date. So let's see, what has the market done, the Australian market done in the last 10 minutes on opening? We've got something, this is ATS. I am big into oil and gas stuff at the moment, and copper as well. This is ATS, Australis Oil and Gas Limited. It's a very small cap, so that's up 5%. Looks like the market is mostly down today. Actually, GUE looks like it might be breaking out. This is a uranium. GUE is Global Uranium and Enrichment. Might be starting to break out. I like the pattern on that. That's why I'm in it. Excuse me, GUE. QPM is up a couple of percentage points. QPE is QPM Energy. QPM, sorry. AR3, which is Australian Rare Earth Metals. It looks like most things are having a bit of a down day, though. Let's see what's down. Okay, that's all right. TER. I am in some coal plays at the moment. So this is Terracom Limited. This is a coal stock play. Okay, I'm also in something called CKA, which is Cocal. Where's my CKA? Oh, give me a sec. This is also, yeah, there it is. Why isn't it there? CKA is... Oh, it's neutral for the day. Okay, so CKA, Cocal Limited, has had a really good move just recently, so I'm up on that position. And I just want to check one more thing. BRK. What's Brookside done? Hasn't done anything today, but Brookside Energy, which is an oil and gas play. I'm in from around about 42 cents, and we're up at about 50 cents at the moment. So far, so good. Oil and gas, and in particular energy stocks, going to be continuing to do very well. They haven't really had their major breakout move yet, because if you take a look at the price of oil, that hasn't had its major breakout move yet. But when it does, and it's looking quite close, then when that eventually does, then the stocks will do very, very well. Nothing 100% yet saying that that oil will continue onwards and upwards from here, but I'm just getting in early on the play. That's the rough market at the moment. Do I have any chart requests? Will we take a quick look at the old crypto and what Bitcoin's doing as well? Elbow says, I expect a double upcoming, talking about silver, I think, and I still find it hard to add more at this price. Yes, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm expecting... Over the longer term, I'm expecting triple-digit silver, no problem. Triple-digit silver first half of next year, doable. Definitely in 2028, 2029, 2030, I see minimum $200 silver by the end of 2030, possibly even higher. What should it be? I don't know. But yes, you still find it hard to add at this price. Yes, because you're so used to the previous prices. Again, working in the precious metals industry, I remember when, in 2020, March of 2020, silver hit $12. So in Australian dollars, you could get a 1 ounce silver coin like a kookaburra for less than $30. Yeah, so I get it. I understand. It's like I'm seeing silver at nearly triple digits to buy a 1 ounce silver coin, nearly $100 in Australian dollars. It's like, God, that feels so much high. It feels so high. It is high. It's at all-time highs. But even then, the psychological, I know I'm almost sure where it's going in the longer term. So why wouldn't I buy now? Because it's going to at least double from there. I hear what you're saying. It feels high to you right now, even though you don't think it's high right now. Exactly. Totally hear you. I think silver has more legs in the coming days. Yeah, it could do. Silver is liking some sideways action at the moment. Yes, it's like that poke the stick thing that you said before. If you want to hit 65 USD by the end of the year, you better start kicking the can down the road because it's fallen asleep at the moment. Righto. Yes, you're happy that silver is a bit stagnant at the moment. Yes, exactly. Wish I could physically stack uranium. Not possible, but we have a lot of uranium here. Yes, we do in Australia. The Ben Lomond mine was closed in 1981 due to a flood, and ore deposits got washed into local waters. Ugh. Uh-oh. Goodness me. Okay, FET and Atom, if you get no other suggestions for crypto, sure. I have yet to sell silver since buying my first American Silver Eagles in 2008. Good move, man. Doing it for the long term. I'm still holding a monster box of Eagles I bought close to the top. Yeah. Almost $35 a coin. I get it. So I should get more. Why not? Yes, exactly right. All right. FET and Atom, if you get no other suggestions. Sure, let's take a look at Bitcoin and crypto very quickly. This portion of the show is brought to you by Stormrake, stormrake.com. They are a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Why would you want one? Very simple. You want access to deep liquidity, okay? Do you want to buy a whole bunch in one go? Do you need to sell a whole bunch of crypto in one go? Don't tank your price by hitting the market sell button on, gate.io or some of those random ones, right, that you've got like where the liquidity is terrible. Have access to deep liquidity, okay, through Stormrake, stormrake.com. They are an Australian-based, operated, full-service crypto brokerage. So you give them a call. They have there's people you can actually talk to in Australia that they are your official, your broker, okay? Just like old school stock buying. Call them on the phone, send them an email, jump on the live chat, and you say, hey, I want to buy, I want to sell whatever X amount of Bitcoin or the bunch of other altcoins that they do, and they'll do it all for you. Now, they can send it to your nominated address if you're buying. They'll just, it's very quick turnaround for payment as well if you're selling. And they charge you a fee. Really, Joe? They charge you a fee? Of course they do, because they want to make some money. Now, they will charge you a 3% flat fee, and there's no hidden spread fees. And if you know what I'm talking about, there's no little cream they're taking off the top or off the bottom, okay? It's just a flat 3% fee. However, when you sign up through me, you get it for 2% for the life of the account. I'll put a link somewhere. It does pay to use my referral link because it's a 33% discount for the life of the account. If you're buying crypto for the next 20 years, assuming, I don't see why Stormrake.com wouldn't still be around in 20 years because of where crypto is going in the longer term. And if you're dollar cost averaging into your favorite crypto, Ethereum, Bitcoin, etc., just pay a 2% fee. It's not that bad. And also, if you are a crypto native or if you have friends and family that you're trying to get into crypto, don't make them buy off exchanges and sign up with this, that, and the other. Get it one and done through Stormrake, stormrake.com. Get them off your back. You don't want to buy for them because of tax implications and whatever. Do you want to tell every man and his dog how to buy crypto? Just get them to do it through Stormrake. 2% fee, life of the account. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and crypto very quickly. Let's go to BTC USD. It's better to do it that way. Okay. Here is Bitcoin on the Bitstamp exchange, priced in USD. 90,834. Not a lot to say. The cycle top seems to be in at this stage unless we do the following. This is all you really need to know. So we are talking about, this is Bitcoin on the, I'll use the logarithmic. Yeah, I'll use logarithmic. Monthly time frame. Excuse me. Bearish divergence was coming in a while ago. Okay, a little bit ago. So on the monthly, you can see here, at least on the monthly, you had a flattening out back here. Higher high, equal high. Higher high, lower high on the relative strength index, and also lower highs. Let me get rid of all that let me move this up and so you can see there. So these were the signals, but you weren't trading the signals, but you're just watching out for them. But then you've got some triggers. You can see also a directionally aligned divergence where you've got just a flattening out of the volume, and definitely on the weekly. I would actually say on the monthly, you're not really quite there yet. You've got a little bit of saving grace around about here. But the cycle top seems to be in. It happened to top exactly at the point where it should have based on previous price action, based on the previous time scale, okay? A lot of people said October 6th. What did it do? $126,000, October 6th, down from there, okay? Because it was based on previous price action. They said, oh, well, the last cycle lasted, 1,465 days, I think it was. If you count that out into the future, that's hitting at October 6th. Gee, where did we find the top? Roughly October, I think it was October 6th, on the day, I think it was. Okay, many people saying the cycle top is done. I tend to believe them for the moment until proven otherwise. You had a bearish change of market structure on the weekly time frame. Now we're making successive lower highs, lower lows, and we haven't made a lower high yet. Okay, so we are making lower lows on the weekly. But its saving grace is yet we haven't done the following. We haven't made a lower high and then made a lower low. That would be, I guess, the proper official change of market structure on the weekly time frame. But all the signals are there. Now, as I've said before, if you start creeping through right about there, that's previous resistance, became support, and it's now going to act as resistance again. If you start creeping through and holding through $108,000, $109,000, well, you can say, great, cool, this was just an overreaction, and then onwards and upwards we go. If you start doing something like that, I will tell you, new all-time high coming for Bitcoin imminently, like real quick, okay? That would put a fire right up its, proverbial. We're not there at the moment, okay? You've got to clear through there. This can very easily be that bit of a relief rally. Picket could be here. Start crossing below there. Bad news bears, we're going to probably at least $60,000, I'd say, over the long term. Or, have a bit of a relief rally and then kind of, okay, and then same thing. Can't say bullish at all for Bitcoin until over that $108,000, $109,000 mark. That's where I sit with crypto. I hold Bitcoin as an insurance policy. 5 to 10% of my your portfolio should be in Bitcoin for the longer term. Dollar cost average into it. Do it through Stormrake, stormrake.com, because crypto will, I am very confident, go higher in the next cycle. It'll hit an all-time high, then it'll get to your X amount. I do see $1 million Bitcoin eventually down the track, okay? So why would you not dollar cost average into it, okay? Again, 5 to 10% of your current portfolio, just in case as the insurance policy. But for now, to trade it, nope, not in it. I'm also not in any altcoins either. But let me just show you altcoins. And we'll get to FET and Atom, I think it was. Excuse me. Let's see. Others. Here's the others market. Okay, yeah, could it be bottoming here? Sure. Could we have a bit of a relief rally? Sure. Do I need to see it get over key areas? Sure. Let's see. Here to here. You're not even remotely bullish on it yet until you start creeping through this zone here. I'm on the logarithmic. I am. Let me just pop it on that one. Through this zone here. And that's sitting at 286 billion. So it's at least got to get through 200. And gee, what do you know? Does that line up with any rough area of previous resistance? Why, yes, it does. Area of selling here. So you need these sellers here to become buyers here. You'll probably expect, if we do creep up from here, and I'm not saying we do, but if you do, you can reject anywhere in here. If you reject and then fall back through there, that's not good, okay? You want to see something like that. Those sellers have to become then buyers. That's the psychology of it. Then you go, oh yeah, that's looking really tasty. Or you sail through, and then if they become buyers there, then you do that, looking very tasty. I would be very keen to actually get back into crypto. You would actually be doing something like that. You'd be getting through that decline as well. Really good, really positive. We are nowhere near it, okay? And until we do that, you're just trading crypto. You're not investing in it. You could trade for the slightly higher pump, but that's a get in, get out situation. You're not buying for the longer term at the moment. At least I am not. Okay, and I'm not in any crypto at the moment. But let's take a look at FET and Atom. FET USDT. Let's take a look at the Binance price. Okay, so here is FET, a chart request, Fetch AI. Excuse me while I blot my nose. Fetch AI in US dollars. It is completely in a bear market at the moment because it is making successive lower highs and lower lows. Okay, it topped out in March of last year at $3.30. Well, no, actually, technically $3.50. Lower high, so lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Nothing telling me that we're changing market structure at the moment. You cannot say at all. Let me pop it on logarithmic. No, actually, I'll keep it on linear. You can't say at all that this is bullish. Okay, now, might we be getting to an area where it might be turning around? Sure, potentially. Let me have a look. You've got some key support zones. The short answer is nothing is looking bullish at the moment for this, but you've got kind of, can you see that? Can you see? Yeah, there we go. There. Roughly that. And that's where we are right now. Okay, so that's potential. So there is your support zone. We tested the support zone and we broke out of it. And now we're actually testing it right now. Okay, you just need to see that level hold right about there at whatever that is, 22.5 cents, kind of where we are right now. Are there any signals, any indicators that are saying that a potential turnaround is happening now? So I need to pop on the indicators. On the weekly time frame, no, nothing just yet. Nope, because you've got lower low and a lower low on the relative strength index. There's no divergence happening. You also have, well, that's like an equal. The only thing you could say potentially is that you have an equal low, potential double bottom, and a higher low on the relative strength index. So yes, there's a bit of potential. What's the volume doing? Yeah, the volume is looking a little, the volume's better. So there's a potential there. So that's a signal. Okay, there's a signal to say you're at very key support level. Okay, it's bounced off there. That's good. But you can't really say on a longer term. If I go on to the daily time frame, if you were looking to trade this, let's see. Sorry, this is all really a bit higgledy-piggledy here, isn't it? You could say on the daily, yeah, there's a bit of bullishness, but I wouldn't be touching this personally. You could take a trade if it starts breaking above there at 27 cents. You could say, oh, it's in a bullish change of market structure on the daily time frame. So you might get a bit of a reversion to, say, here. So that just might be a relief rally. Okay, so you could be going to, say, anywhere up into this kind of zone, and then it can fall back out. Okay, but for the longer term, absolutely nothing yet saying onwards and upwards. You would need to clear bare minimum and make a higher high through right there at 46 cents roughly in any way, shape or form. Get through that area of resistance there, go through there. Then you can say you're making a higher high in the weekly. That might be the start of a turnaround. Nothing at the moment. Atom, I'm going to guess it's going to give me the same thing. USD. Let's look at Cosmos. Okay, here is Atom on the Binance exchange price. Similar to FET, it's at a real key bottoming area. So it could be. It really could be. But, it hasn't been any lower than this on the Binance exchange price. So this goes all the way back to, I think, 2019? Yeah. May of 2019. So it's a good sign that it's bottoming. So yeah, it could be right. So I'll give you a couple of ticks here. For Atom, this is all dependent though on general crypto, and general crypto, Bitcoin is not bullish yet. General crypto is not bullish yet, so I can't say it is. But look, here's one little tick. It's at a key area, okay, and it's so far holding it. So that's tick number 1. Tick number 2, at least on the relative strength index, you've gone into extremely oversold. All right, that's tick number 2. Other than that, though, on the weekly, there's no signs of any bullish divergence. The volume is very crappy. Okay, the volume is matching the price. Okay, so it's moving in convergence. The relative strength index is moving in convergence with the downward price. Nothing really majorly saying there's a turnaround there. What I would actually expect is for the price to go lower, and what you would want to see for a potential turnaround is the following. Let me get rid of this and this. And then this will be the last thing I do, and then I'll get, I think, probably no more chart requests. We're at the 1 hour mark and I have to get out of here. So what I would potentially look out for is lower prices, maybe down into there. If that comes out like that and does that, so if you get a lower low, but then a higher low on the relative strength index, okay, that would form bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. So that's a good signal. You would also want to see the volume start to come up and then form a higher low as well, an equal low or a higher low. Okay, that would form potential bullish divergence, and then you need to see the market structure change happen. So again, don't trade the signal, you trade the trigger. Nowhere near it. So Atom, nope, nothing at the moment. That is it for the show. I can't believe I got through this with the sickness that I have. Last comments. The Mando Dad says, comprehending the time warp in the different silver values can feel like a mind bender in a way. Yeah. Okay, you are in FET at roughly 25 cents each, and into Atom at around $5 each, you think. Okay, all right, so you're kind of halfway, kind of down on your Atom, but, hold for the long term if you want. Silver lining, says Colombo. The fact that the silver market has been so manipulated for such a long time is the reason why we have a once in a lifetime opportunity today. Fair point. I'm trying to find your referral link to Stormrake. Can you pop it in the chat? You know what? I sure can. Let's see. Popping it into the chat right now, just for you, my friend. If you want to sign up to Stormrake, there it is in the chat, coming up right now. What do you think of the GDXJ? I like GDXJ over the longer term. You're talking about the gold and silver junior miners, excuse me. GDXJ. Gold and silver junior miners over the longer term, love it. Might be a little bit, where are the GDXJ? A little bit overbought at the moment. Okay, we're here on the, 105? I did suggest around about here, I think, may have been an area potential resistance, because that's at the 0.786 from this high and this low. That's on the logarithmic. Sorry, that's not right. That's not right, is it? Got to put that right there. That was on the log. Excuse me. Let me put that back. On the logarithmic. Why am I doing the log? Yeah, on the log there. A bit oversold. Overbought. The volume. Volume's okay. That's on the monthly. It looks like you might be possibly having a little bit of a tick over here. Obviously, if gold has a bit of a dip here, then the GDXJ, the junior miners, will tend to have probably an even larger dip, okay, because they're like a leverage play. Excuse me. I could see it having a bit of a dip from here, but I love it over the longer term. Gold is going much, much higher, and I see the GDXJ over the longer term, on the quarterly time frame, number go up, number go down. But over the longer term, break the all-time high. So I like it in the longer term. Excuse me. Thanks for Fet and Atom. No problem. Good vid. Don't forget to stay in practice with that. Don't forget to stay in practice with that Smithy. Elbows? Who am I talking to? Which elbows am I talking? Is this an elbows that I know? I don't remember your, because YouTube doesn't, they show bloody usernames now and they don't show the profile name anymore. Thanks for your time. You are welcome. Yes, sign up for Stormrake. Thank you, Joe. Soldier on, but don't share your loogies. Thank you. No problem. And of course, I am going to really highly ask you if you want to join the silver journey with me and the other Silver Investor Club members. Well, hey, do you like free silver? Do you like silver giveaways? Do you like silver bullion specials from great businesses such as perthbullion.com.au? You should join my Silver Investor Club for only $1 per month. Now, from only $1 per month, check it out. I'll put a link somewhere. This is the amazing community. This is just the little homepage that you get to. But I'll show you here. What an amazing community of like-minded silver investors we have over here. It's a forum style kind of thing, okay? Lots of action happening over there, okay? Lots of comments, etc. You've got price talk, okay? You've got the marketplace, which I've set up, okay? Mon, who just posted before, she posted a gold, silver, etc. to buy, swap, and sell. So we have a marketplace going on right there. We have show and tell, of course, post pictures of your favorite shiny stuff and we'll go, ooh, ah. We've got the fun section, just memes and all that kind of stuff as well. The hobby section, if you're interested in other things, you can talk about those, okay? Find like-minded individuals with other stuff. I talk a lot about pricing. There's the premium section as well. Now, the premium section is where we do our live hangouts, okay? We do a hangout and a silver special, okay? And once a month for the premium members, let me give you a quick little heads up here. Let me act like you're looking at it. So when you go to that link, you get to this area here. Oh, and you can watch that video, by the way. Watch the video about what the Silver Investor Club is all about, but you can have a 7-day free trial. Now, you can start from $1 a month. That gives you all the community, of course. It gives you a silver giveaway once every quarter. That's not bad for $1 a month, $1 US per month, okay? You get the marketplace, you get regular analysis and all that. There's a 7-day free trial period. You're not eligible for the giveaway during your free trial period for obvious reasons. But if you want to join the premium club members, well, you get the weekly private live stream hangout, a monthly silver giveaway. The next one's happening this week, by the way, on the Silver Investor Club private hangout live stream. I'll do the private giveaway. $9 a month, you get 12 chances to win silver every single year. Pretty good, hey? There's a weekly silver bullion special, the private live streams, all the extra stuff I do for the premium members. Or you can be a VIP member as well, and you can have one-on-one strategy sessions with me. Again, I'll put a link below somewhere. That's the Silver Investor Club, the place to be for silver investors. That's it. Let's dance it out, people. I really did make it, didn't I? Jeez, that's crazy. Grab your tasty beverages, and we'll dance it out. You have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronized slurp.
Go.
Now
3, 2,
we're on
1.
the move. Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling
Thanks,
fine.
people. Love your work. You'll get some more content this week. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking. See you soon. Bye.